He says, how do you define the evolution of your sound since your first single?
It's a very good question. So I would say in my first releases, Star, they were like very, I would say, indie rock and type of yeah, that type of sound, which is fine. Like I love that music, but I think if you look at, for example, my last record, like My Rock and Roll, I think this is much more kind of Mike Stone of type of sound, which combines elements of, punk and some more alternative stuff, a bit of grunge in there, but it's like it is type of record which like you've not quite heard something like that before. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying it's like revolutionary, but it doesn't have to be. It's just it's quite unique because it just combines, these things like you cannot quite say, like, oh, I've heard like a record like this, Because with a lot of bands, like at least what I see at the moment on the scene, they do a record and I'm like, well, that's just, like that indie sound from the noughties, or they just like a Britpop sound. So it just sounds exactly like that sound. And I think what I've done with my last record, My Rock and Roll, I've tried, kind of to develop the Mike Stone of signature sound, which is honestly made. It is one of the most difficult things to do as an artist, but I think I made it, man, because I challenge you. Like, tell me a record which sounds like my rock and roll. You can't. And sometimes I feel like I'm like Batman, because I have these two different, completely different lives. People from my work, I don't really talk about the music, so they don't have no idea that I do this stuff. And then obviously people when they see me live, they have no idea I have this other job. And actually something very funny happened because yeah, I was like in the office like a few weeks ago or whatever, and like as I said, like people who I work with, I don't even mention about the music, like nothing. Like I just don't mention it. And I'm just like making tea in the office or whatever, and this guy comes and he's like, "Whoa, you Mike Stoyanov, bro? What the fuck? Yeah, you work here, bro." I'm like, "Yeah, I work here," man. He was like shocked that I work in the same place. He was like, "No way, you're a fucking rock star, bro."
That is brilliant.